YouTube and on Facebook Live. So I want to welcome everybody. The panelists today include Steve Hoffman, who is going to bring us an insight from the 1870s.
This is going to get weird real fast.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got Isaiah White, who has coffee of the day. Start.
20-ounce triple zebra almond roca mocha breve.
Oh my gosh.
See, that's the stuff I talk about. It's just we're just taking it too far.
Being from Washington.
5 of those words had nothing to do with coffee.
Coffee. That's right. Well, what does it taste like?
It's actually pretty good. So it's 20-ounce triple. So the 3 shots of espresso balance out the sweetness a little bit. But it's got white chocolate, dark chocolate, a half a shot of almond roca, and breve, which is half and half. Ooh. So it's a creamy, smooth, strong, sweet coffee.
So it's got 2 of the major food groups in it. Chocolate and coffee, there you go.
Normally I drink my coffee black, but every once in a while I gotta sweeten up.
I just want to apologize to all the people that I've made fun of that work at Starbucks. That's some serious collaboration of different flavors. I was a bartender. It was just like, no, I didn't know coffee really knew that.
I'll tell you what.
I know Starbucks. They have got problems. They probably wouldn't walk in this room.
Well, that's true. That's true. We would be,
I would love for them to walk in this room. Let me put it that way.
Oh, that's true. All right. Now, we've got one of our favorite people that we're going to be making a phone call to. She couldn't be live. Mande Wilkes.
Mande Wilkes, oh
Yeah.
I'm Chad Caton, by the way.
Geez. The co-host of
this guy.
The whole thing. Well, everybody knows you.
No, they don't.
Come on. You walk down the thing and people walk on the other side.
They know the thug firefighter. I got 2 sides. There's Chad. Don't talk to the people in my HOA. It's a way different person.
Oh, yeah. The medication isn't flowing quite yet.
No.
I didn't have enough CBD oil this morning. Okay.
Did you see the video I posted?
Which one?
This guy has a dog that has seizures.
Yes.
I am stupid about my dogs, Buster and Buddy. Hey guys, I love my dogs, and I'm watching this dog have a seizure, and this guy gives the dog CBD oil, and within 30-45 seconds, the dog stops these violent shakes. As somebody that's been in an ambulance, an EMT with the fire department, I've seen the people that have had these epileptic seizures and whatnot, and it's horrible. Yep. And out in California, people aren't having them anymore. They're giving the edibles to the kids, and now they're saying that cannabis kills cancer.
Yeah, but then afterward, you kind of want to rape and kill.
CBD oil madness starting. Suicide rate.
I keep looking for that. I mean, K2, I watched some guy do some really horrible stuff on Facebook on K2 that's a legal synthetic drug.
Yeah.
And then if you ever run into somebody on some bath salts, that's interesting.
Well, Isaiah's on bath salts all the time. He soaks in them and comes in. It's awful.
For the record,
Tide Pods.
Tide Pods. You're the reason that thing's locked up at the market.
Dave!
When you walk in, you see all them locked up in the market. I'm like, this is where we're at right now.
I gotta say, David Hux is in the house.
I'll be in a few seconds.
The original Ori kind of antagonist.
That's right.
You are in the right room.
That's right.
Fake news.
The legs are blinding. Anyway. All right. We're going to give our girl Mande a call. We've got to check in on her atonement. We've got to see how well she's doing with her frickin' cussing. I don't think she's doing a damn good job of it.
Wait, are we in the super block?
Yes, we are.
Is this a safe space for cussing?
Yeah, just can't do business here.
The Swedes say if you cuss a lot, you're smart.
Let's see how this goes here.
Production value is amazing, right?
Yeah. Hey, Mande, how you doing?
I'm good. Just in my puppy goodbye.
Ah.
And in the middle of cleaning my bathrooms and all that good stuff. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great, but we've understand you've been suffering for hundreds of thousands of hours having to do your atonement.
I have, and it is the Jewish season of atonement, not recorded for like 10 days or something, and I am atoning for my sins of uttering cuss words in the city of Myrtle Beach on at least probably a dozen or more occasions.
So what's the hell your problem?
I've confessed, I've admitted it, and I've already apologized to my family for the embarrassment I have brought on them and the shame, and I'm going to emerge from this a better person, I can believe it.
Well, I've been praying and davening for you for hours on this. I know it's tough, but it's hard.
I'm feeling burned stronger than ever, though, and I feel appreciate all of your thoughts and prayers during this very fragile time.
This fragile time.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we really are enjoying some of the broadcasts, the little Facebook Live things that you've been doing. You've been really coming up with these things on the spot. Now, is this something you're going to try doing every week?
Hell if I know. I don't know. I mean, I might do one today. Honestly, it just kind of depends on the day where, like, I happen to have on any makeup, so I don't scare the hell out of everybody. And if this didn't have on makeup, maybe I'll do live or something. I don't know. It's really irregular right now, and I'm just trying to kind of see what sticks. I love what so many people are doing with these little short videos online, kind of melding humor, politics, or humor with more serious cultural observations. So I'm just trying to find out what sticks and, what people like, and kind of experiment with my voice a little bit. And I appreciate everybody who watches and listens, and that's what the fun of it is, the feedback and the interaction.
Great.
Well, you definitely make me start. Hey, Mandy, it's Chad Caton. How are you?
Hey, Jeff.
It's you've made me think about starting to make more videos again since the Lazarus campaign. I've kind of stopped doing that, but we should do one together and just really upset the apple cart.
Yeah, I'm all for upsetting the apple cart. It is called the season of apples. So let's shake the apple tree and the sugar tree and everything.
Well, that's fantastic. We have your intro music already picked out and everything else. We're just plus we have too much testosterone here, so we need to get you in here to even things out. Steve Hoffman's here. He's so intimidating, and so we're trying to lighten it up a little bit. So we hope in the future to have you with us and bring in your insights.
But listen, I have to ask you, please don't let me fall back into the terrible habit of cussing, because I do believe you will be in the city of Myrtle Beach, and I don't want to fall back into that habit.
We will do our.
Be accountable, Cole. Be accountable.
We will.
Well, in that case, I rescind my offer to do a video with you because I replace the word "the" a lot of times. I was in the Navy. It's how we do it.
You already rescinded your offer? Okay. Everything's good.
It didn't take long.
Andy, this is Steve. I understand your right of atonement. My first marriage, I was married to a Catholic, and we went to the Church of Our Lady of Perpetual Guilt. So I totally understand the concept.
You know what? You know what the difference is between a Catholic wife and a Jewish wife?
What is it?
A Catholic wife has faith of jewelry and real boots.
So there you go.
Ouch!
Oh, I love that.
Man, I hope my mom's not watching.
Too real.
Well,
Jewish wife, won't do it to that.
now your family has got a rich history here in Myrtle Beach. Tell us a little bit about the businesses they've run, it's kind of the history and the background that you've had here.
Sure, I was born here. My mom is from Israel. She moved here as a teenager, and in her early 20s, she married my dad, and they started off with small
The Redneck Riviera. I love that.
Well, that's it. And then this is what this beach actually was built on. This is the foundation. And I don't know, these people that have these visions of changing and becoming what you're not, anytime that there's outside interference on what naturally grows up from what people do, always reverses itself and implodes. But I guess we see it all the time. It keeps happening, but again, they keep pushing and trying to do this. But we're going to all fight to see if we can.
But we can't have stores selling things to people that they really want.
Oh, good Lord, no!
I mean,
That's called what? Capitalism?
what would happen to our community?
Free market?
Seriously, no joke. At a recent city council meeting where they voted for this horrible overlay, one of the councilmen, he actually ended up passing a correct vote, so I hate to kind of get on this too much. He literally said, in response to a public comment against the overlay, he literally said, but just because the market demands it, does that mean you have to sell it? And the audience, to their credit, erupted in laughter. I watched it on replay like 6 times. It was just one of those moments where, like, are you joking? Not only do you have to sell what the market demands in terms of legal products, but it's the only thing that you can sell. You can't sell, flowers and daisies and lollipops on Ocean Boulevard and this stuff that you can't do.
No.
Especially CBD lollipops. They don't do those anymore.
That's right. That's right.
Manny, I got a question for you. I follow your page diligently. There's been a
And it's your fault.
well, Manny, you've kind of taken the pressure off of me, so I appreciate it. There's been, and I've got to ask you, since we have people watching, there's been statements in regards to anti-Semitism, in regards to the overlay, and with the stores themselves, how they look, like you said, with the neon signs, but all of the signs and the frontage of your stores, are they not in compliance with city ordinance?
Completely in compliance. And that's the thing about it is that every store here complies with everything they've ever asked us to do. We even worked with some city leaders last summer, and they wanted us to move some of the more cheesy t-shirts out of the windows. Done. We did everything they asked us to do. The last administration was very happy with the way things were going, and that's why the overlay was rejected. And we
it does, it does. And before I let you go, I do want to ask you, maybe ask everybody on the panel, our mayor has put out this big thing about how she's rubbing shoulders with the muckety-mucks in DC, and she's going out and trying to get grant money or something like that. Is this really something that needs to be done at this point in time with all the problems that we have going on at the beach? I mean, is she really doing anything, or is this just a PR thing so she can do a junket and get her picture next to these other people so she can try to get into the next level of politics? I don't know, what's your opinion?
I think the only look at the very recent past when you had city and county officials going to China.
Yeah.
They were saying like this is going to result in huge tens of millions of dollars in investment money and a Chinese like theme park and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, they had an Asian fetish for a while. It was
Nation fed.
it was pretty weird for a while.
Yeah.
And
Fantastic.
I hate to get out the documentation and remind myself and everybody else, but there was a funny business there where some officials were claiming they were traveling on their own personal dime, which honestly, that doesn't make any sense. Because
Right.
if you're going for purposes of bringing back investments and things like that, and I don't understand why anybody would spend their own money doing that. That
Yeah.
doesn't have decision.
Yeah.
So there was some indication, documentation that perhaps the chamber was reimbursing those travel fees. And of course, the chamber doesn't have its own money, really. It exists on the TDS money, the 1% tax money.
Of course, we'd never be able to prove that because we can't get any receipts for it.
Exactly. So I don't want to speak in hugely absolute terms here because
Right.
of the difficulties in getting any transparency. But yeah, I mean, look, all those trips to China, and even I think Europe one time and Canada, all those trips netted nothing that you can see, nothing of value for
No.
this area or for its people. It did net a lot of nice headlines and pretty pictures for the politicians who went.
Yeah.
And I think if this trip to DC was another, it's a vanity thing. It's a vanity thing. They're like, oh, we're hanging out with Kellyanne Conway.
Yeah.
Come on, Kellyanne Conway wouldn't know for just a food if she stepped on her.
Yeah, it does seem to me a bit narcissistic.
No, I do know Kellyanne Conway does appreciate Bud Light, so she may know her. No, she likes Chardonnay, but I've seen her with a Bud Light, although that could change.
And I think this issue is getting,
Brought to you by Giannis.
the issue is definitely getting a national exposure. But I think I heard Ron Paul the other day something about audit the Chamber of Commerce, something like that, or audit the TDF. something
Yep.
like that.
Yeah?
Oh, that's amazing. Oh,
Yeah.
that's amazing. I wish we could, honestly, the taking trips and everything, it bothers me more than anything because it's really hollow. Like, if they would just go and say, hey, we get to do this thing and we think it's pretty cool and we enjoy it and it makes us feel good about ourselves, I wouldn't say much, but to put at least pretext that it's going to bring us something of value,
Yeah.
just come on, let's go back in 6 months and ask the mayor and her administration, what did this trip get us?
Right.
And they're not going to be able to show anything, I guarantee.
No.
And it's just fluff, and it's whatever. And I'll tell you one more thing, I think that's probably on. One more example of total fluff is this thing about the new HOA law that was passed in the South Carolina General Assembly.
Who wrote that?
I believe the major sponsor was locally Heather Crawford.
Heather Amons Crawford?
Yes.
The one that called me a thug?
I've heard of her.
So I know it'll look for her. She's nice to that. I just don't know what this HOA law actually accomplishes. I mean, it's total. It's just, it's nothing. It's fluff and, whatever. I mean, people would say, oh, this is a step in the right direction. It's better than nothing. No, it's really not. Either
No.
the big change or
Especially something that took 3 years.
Yeah, here to do what? I mean, I live in a neighborhood where I've lived here since I was 4 years old. We cannot even put up a money ticket fence in this neighborhood, which is like, what's more all-American than the way you just said?
True.
I don't get it. It's so bizarre.
I,
I don't get that changing.
No.
on that topic, I argue with people on Facebook all the time in regards to there may be people that I don't appreciate in politics, but I can give them their due. I don't know what's going on in Washington in regards to Mayor Bethune, and I believe she was with Alan Clemens in one picture. I can hope that our elected officials would go and lobby the federal government. I think it's like you said, Mandy, in 6 months, let's see. I thought the delivery on a lot of her posts were just that, like, look at us, instead of being humble about it, saying this is pretty neat that the mayor of Myrtle Beach is sitting in the rotunda or the White House. I don't know where she was. They had a nice flag in the background. But at the end of the day, it's just like we tell Democrats, he's our president, we want him to do well. Why do you want him to fail?
Yeah.
I believe Brenda Bethune has failed in many ways. Her optics are horrible. As a matter of fact, everybody in Horry County elected office, with the exception of possibly Angie Jones, she puts something out every day about what the treasurer's office is doing.
Yeah.
There's a couple other ones out there, and I'm sorry I missed it. But Angie leads that. I would hope that Brenda Bethune, Alan Clemens, even the Honorable Miss Crawford, if they can go to Washington and get something done, then I'm fine with it. The posts, I'm hopeful that Miss Bethune can get something done. Do I have a lot of faith in it? Do I think it's a political stunt? Absolutely. But in my heart of hearts, and I say this on Facebook all the time, we can't just put out negative. If Mayor Brenda Bethune can go to Washington and get something done, I don't think I-73 is the right thing, since we're putting away $500 million for something that doesn't make much sense. But if anything else can come from that, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Hey,
She could bring the president down
Yeah.
here. That would be awesome.
that would. Well, I want to thank you for the time that you've spent with us, and hopefully we can make this a semi-regular thing for you.
The president doesn't drink, by the way.
You guys, you're fun. I'm getting a lot of messages where people can hear the streaming, or is there something like that where people can hear?
Yeah, we've actually got quite a few streams going. We've got about 3.
Okay, will you post it up there on my page so people can see? Because I've got some people wanting to hear it. Or
You bet.
streaming work.
You bet I will, and also when I get a chance, I edit these things to be in a nice little YouTube format, and I'll give you the link to that too.
SC Myrtle Beach is streaming right now, and on my page, Mandy, I'm streaming live right now too. So,
I see you. I just logged on and I see you. I just
how's my hair? The lighting sucks. And you see the zit right there? I had that zit. It just...
Yeah, our makeup girls.
Makeup girl didn't show up. The one day...
My staff is really lacking.
And,
You guys do need some eye candy, some estrogen in there. I see that.
yes,
See?
exactly.
That's what I told you. I've been begging you.
I was thinking puppies because no girls will come in here.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. I had a really good time this morning, and I hope to come back and chat.
You certainly will. Thank you so much, Mandy.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye. Okay. That was fun. She would be so awesome to be on the panel.
And I tell you, she is becoming a voice to be reckoned with around here. She's got a lot of people. I really relate to her, like she said. She's the unofficial. I do not represent firefighters everywhere, but I try to speak for what I know as being a former firefighter in Oregon, so I can respect that.
Now, before we started airing, you came up with something that when I was talking about the pre-production meetings, we really don't have to sit there and work on content. It seems like every week we get just filled And I actually have to filter out what we can talk about. One of the things, this is, Isaiah was like, oh good, we're going to talk about that. One of the things was that the Myrtle Beach street crimes arrest 17 in connection to city prostitution. I don't know if anybody got to see this. And I looked through I actually had to look through the photographs. I did not see Julia Roberts in any of them. I mean, woo!
Well, I mean, I'm the only one.
Actually, pretty lady.
Yeah.
I guess I'm the medical professional. Meth, heroin, meth.
I mean, and then I saw...
Drugs are bad.
Yeah, I saw it was like 5 different government agencies were in, conglomeration for the bust and everything else. And libertarian standpoint. I'm sorry, these are people that most of these are people that have a problem.
Right.
And are engaged in pretty much a victimless crime. And yet, except for themselves as being the victim, and yet we spend so much time and effort in government things to do this. Meanwhile, our beds and heads policy here locally ends up being more like lead in heads. I just keep thinking that the focus, once again, the government focus is on the wrong thing. We're so busy policing what people are actually wanting to go out and buy, no matter how sick it is, and trying to do this. And do you think this is part of the making Myrtle Beach family friendly? Because I don't think we have a lot of families that are cruising up and down Withers Swash when they come to visit us.
I enjoy her a little more.
Or yeah.
Well, the party boys will, but at the end of the day, I don't necessarily agree with what you're saying. I don't believe this is a victimless crime, having been out on the street. A lot of these women are actually being trafficked.
Okay.
So the woman themselves is yes, possibly sick, but who made her sick?
Yeah.
There's that. I don't know these 15 women as to why they are doing what they're doing. But every one of these women is proverbially owned by somebody. That person dictates violence, drugs, and so forth. It would be different if, this was a government or a ran brothel, that we could protect that kind of thing. Not that I'm saying I want brothels in Myrtle Beach in any way, shape, or form. But this is floating out there, having been on, an ambulance in the Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle Beach area. It's not victimless. I believe that's wholeheartedly. One, the person that is buying them, or renting them, I guess it's renting, they're probably the most victimless person there, because they know exactly what they're doing. It's all premeditated. These people, we don't know the background and what goes with them. So is it making it family friendly? Hats off to Myrtle Beach. These people don't need to be on the street.
Well, I don't know if they are. These women shouldn't have their names and pictures put up on the internet. They should be put into into programs and safe houses, and then we should put up all the people that brought them into it up there.
Well, that's an ongoing thing, and I appreciate what you're saying, and I actually agree with part of it.
Yeah.
The only problem is the way our system is set up. If you go and shoplift at the new Simpson building, you're going to get arrested, and your picture's going to be up. They were arrested for misdemeanor, and their picture's being up.
Even Senator Rand Paul has commented numerous times on the unintended consequences of law enforcement focusing on victimless crimes. It's not just the cost of the policing, the local policing, it costs a lot of money. And are those resources being spent effectively? Does it really reduce crime in an area when you have large amounts of money going after prostitution?
So let me ask you this, Mr. Hoffman, can we leave it alone?
The other cost is now that you've caught them, now you have these huge prisons you have to maintain.
Now I'm back on board.
And a large percentage of the people in our prisons are there for victimless crimes. And that costs a hell of a lot of money. It costs more money to keep one person in a prison for a year than it does to send them to a local community college for college for a year. That's a lot of money.
Okay,
86,000?
let me wrap my,
36,000.
Per inmate.
let me wrap my brain around this. Because I hear what you're saying, Steve. We keep using the word victimless, and it really isn't. There is plenty of victims that go along with this silliness, the oldest profession in the world.
Yes, between consensual adults.
But is it?
But is it? Yeah,
Not for
I
you.
hear you. I hear you.
There's been many outlets here in Myrtle Beach that Myrtle Beach is one of the biggest hubs for trafficking of people. So is it? So we go to that now. So I think by throwing out, and that's the biggest problem with our media, that's the biggest problem with our politicians, that's the biggest problem, is that people throw out huge statements to stick on the wall. I don't believe it's victimless. I know what you mean by the concept of victimless. But when it comes to prison, we need absolute prison reform. There needs to be, I can't wait for Johnny Gardner to get up there, and I'm going to try to advocate as much as we can for our juvenile issues here. It's proven that the boot camps work.
Okay, yeah.
They work, let's teach them a trade. A lot of these kids are in it because they don't know what else to do. I'm a big fan of kids. I've seen kids, I worked in one of the most ghetto schools in California, in Ventura, California, and coached football for 10 years. I've seen kids get out of there. They need something to put their teeth into and grab a hold of. And these boot camps and being around former military and whatnot and teach them a trade, possibly. And they'll be there less time than they would be in the county for the actual crime. Comes to prostitution, we've got way bigger issues here. Is it trafficking? Is it drugs? Obviously it's drugs. I mean, that's drugs.
But is it going to lead to additional arrests? Where are the drug dealers being arrested? Where are the traffickers being arrested? If it's not, then it's really a waste of tax dollars.
Who's going after the traffickers?
Well, again, that goes back to what Mayor Bethune's doing. She's getting rid of CBD oils and everything because it doesn't work in her agenda. If we arrest all the prostitutes, then the traffickers have nobody. And how many of these women will stand up in the middle of jail and say, "Thank you, I've been trafficked"?
Yeah.
So by saying it's a waste of tax dollar money, I disagree.
I was a church-going, honest girl, and then I had CBD oil, and the next thing you know, I'm out there on the I could not help myself.
I took CBD in the morning and I had 13 tall boys. And the tall boys were just keeping hydrated. Tired.
I'm just glad I got Steve Hoffman on film saying he was a church girl.
I was wondering where you're going with that. This is the first time I've met Steve Hoffman, who I respect greatly. And I didn't know where that was going. I might have had to pull some Facebook posts.
You heard it here first. Anyway, I just wanted to give a shout out. September 15th, here at Fresh Brewed, right on this stage. They're going to have the World Sober Music Day. Go online, check out the Facebook page for Fresh Brewed Coffee, and check out this. We've got some local artists that are going to be performing. We've got some great people here. You really got to come down and check out this venue. It's a beautiful place. Isaiah can tell you they have great coffee. And
Zebra Mocha Chocolate Latte. It ain't your Folgers, kids.
Don't forget your 3 shots.
Yeah. There's no Keurig in this building. Just putting that out there.
Great shot.
This is serious coffee joint.
oh, that is.
I got a question about the World Sober thing.
Okay. I know.
We just talked about drugs and all that. So this is to promote people that are in fact possibly dealt with something at one time and they are now living a sober life and doing it as, is that what it's around? Or?
I believe it is. I'm going to have to get all the details from the post. I'm hoping to get a couple of the artists and so on to give me some more information on it. I was hoping to get some, and I'm going to tell them right now, I want bumper music. I want to have intro music from local artists and stuff instead of having to go up online and grab, what do you call it, the free music that I can go ahead and use and wrap around with stuff.
Well, the reason I ask that too is that, you know, if there's somebody out there that is dealing with something and may want to talk to somebody in a better setting.
Yeah.
You have people here that have gone through it, are promoting a sober day of music, and you have some Zebra Mocha lattes, and they're amazing. Breve, sorry, Breve. And just come up and sit down next to somebody. I've worked with.
Do we have to
a lot
listen
of
to
people.
this frappe?
See, you get into it with libertarian once.
Okay. Now,
Yeah, we'd like it a lot today.
The coffee shop.
now I'm gonna sneak in this little thing. Lazarus got a little sneaky on his final days here.
Should I recuse myself?
No.
Rule 5E5.
5E5. Yeah. But he and his buddies went through and amended some things last minute on a proposal for development up toward the Longs area, and they pushed it through in the county. Is this?
There's going to be a third reading,
Is there?
so it's not finished next Tuesday.
Can they kick this down the road to get rid of this lame duckery? And what do you call it? Crony lame duckery?
This is lame duck season, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Wax season.
2 new seasons I didn't know about. The silly season, as Mr. Lazarus would say, where we call people names, and then this season. The way I understand it, and I have since got involved in this, there's firefighters, police that are significantly worried about this. There's a lot of infrastructure, and when people talk infrastructure, I think it's something that's thrown around in Florida, or not Florida, but Washington a lot as to roads. Well, there's roads, police, fire, municipalities, we got water. These are going to be paid for by the taxpayers. And what I understand is Mr. Wooten, besties with the county, he's offered $500 per home as an infrastructure penance to shut people up for this infrastructure, because it's a real thing. $500 is nothing. I'm under good, I have a friend of mine that I have talked to that I'm sure you'll be hearing about soon. I'm gonna leave that, but he's a professional, and the average is anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000 per home as part of an area with no infrastructure itself already.
Yeah.
I always talk optics. I'm a big fan of perception, and the perception of this in our county, especially with our new Johnny Gardner chairman going in January, sure seems like a lot of meetings are going really fast at really good times. And it seems like a lot of money is being allocated towards things right now, before we have the new administration come on board. It's, the optics and perception are bad. And we're gonna be able to refute that here in the next couple of days and really show it.
Yeah.
And I can't wait.
I'd like to, if I ever had enough time, just to take the amount of money that has been allocated, passed, whatever you want to call it, from the day of election to when he leaves office.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
Yeah. Because, it's not fair, there's not a threat or a forewarning or a foreboding on this. This is fact. This is what we have to do as citizens, just to keep you all in check. I know you don't like it. You don't like it when, and I'm talking to some of the people that are in shadow government that don't like to have illumination to it. But this is the thing. This is what our duty is citizens.
In line with Rule 5E5, I think what we need in the future is more discussion on development impact fees.
Mm-hmm.
That may help to clear the air and to bring some of these issues to the surface.
Yeah.
Well, it was discussed. There was even a poll as out. Here's the thing, and this is where I've come into this light in Horry County. I'm sorry, Mark Lazarus, Horry County. He said I don't say Horry County, right?
Ori.
I was told it's Ori. I think I do pretty good with it, but at the end of the day, I just want to be right. My biggest problem right now is that, and then why I came into it, why I went to see Mr. Lazarus at Burgess, why I stood up, said I wouldn't sit down, why I tried to bring it open is because there's this lock on the information, and anybody that puts that information out in a negative light, be it our bloggers, Now we've got our own news being attacked. Regular news, Sun News, a reporter was attacked for doing her job because of a prior story. God, I would love to have her on. They try to lock down the media. And I'm going to say this, and I've never said it out loud other than to people in my circle. I was interviewed by multiple radio or television stations, filmed. I have the picture on my phone. Never did they run. That's why I did Burgess. I'm not saying that anybody locked down the media, but it's just really weird. The 6 people that I talked to in regards to these reports, 2 of them became PIOs, 2 of them became anchors, 1 moved, and the other one, well, I won't wonder why he didn't move up, but at the end of the day, they want to shut down this information, and when people like us come out, Mr. Hux comes out, or Paul Gable, or any of the other bloggers out there, and it all comes down to, they're stupid. These guys are crazy bloggers. They're just fake news. And they were mad at me because I said they couldn't park there or whatever. It's really pathetic.
But you don't understand, a free press has always been dangerous to the well-intentioned, good-intentioned efforts of our government.
I'm from the government and I'm here to help
I'm
you.
here to help you.
That's right.
Thank you for breaking that down. He said it very articulately. For those of us that don't really get that, it's basically saying the government is end-all be-all. And the county council is, there's some people that I feel that are coming on board with Johnny Gardner on that council. That's where you got a 6-5 vote.
Yeah.
This council is famous for being across the board. This is a problem. This was thrown down their throat, the people's throat, and by the time the old chairman is gone, chairmans coming down the road are going to have to deal with this infrastructure, and it's going to come on us.
Yeah.
That's not fake news, that's no way to flip it around. We can't go to the HOA and say, hey guys, you forgot the infrastructure.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. This was slammed down our throats, and anybody out there, please, my Facebook is Chad Caton, C-A-T-O-N. Follow the money. If anybody can give something based on the follow the money, I guarantee you, it's an ugly, ugly thing.
Even though I'm the vice chairman of the Horry County Republican Party, I believe I am allowed to say good things about some of our politicians.
Absolutely.
And I'd like to say thank you, Tyler Servant. Even though I campaigned against you, you're doing great things in the Horry County Council.
Yeah.
And I want to put this out. Tyler Servant reached out to me right after the election and whatnot. Johnny Vaught also did, because they wanted to know where I was coming from. I told them a lot of things that they didn't know because the information didn't get it on its way up. Because it's a totalitarian government. There's one person at the top, the administrator, who dictates what goes to the council. And Tyler Servant, I've been nothing but impressed from that point on. And he's actually pushing out real conservative values. Johnny Vaught is somebody that I've talked to a lot. I consider him a conservative, but I don't know where this vote made sense to him.
5v5.
5v5.
Just as we're wrapping things up, I do want to reach out to some of the people that did ask me to bring in a few other topics, and I apologize we didn't get to those today. Football season's on us. Some of the folks are going out to the high school games. Some people want us to talk about the clear backpack or the clear bag rule. Women can't even bring in their purses to the games anymore.
Oh, regular people. That's
regular
students.
people, yeah, going into the games.
Wow.
I wasn't able to address that. We wanted to get to talking about privatization of management of the convention center. We'll get to that at another time. I think that is a great idea, and I'll try to put through some of the studies and so on that go to support that. Man, we've got...
Way to go, Mandy.
Yeah, way to go. A pretty distraction.
T-shirts and neon sign blew our whole show. Thanks a lot.
But I don't want anybody discouraged. Still, send me that stuff. We need to get your input. We want to discuss the things that you want to hear about. And we also want to talk about the stuff that make us laugh and we think it's fine.
And feel free to tell us what you don't like.
Yeah, please.
Except me.
Yeah, and there's nothing I can do about my looks. So that's all there is. But thank you again. Tune in next Friday. Chad, you be back co-hosting? Maybe?
We gotta do something about my green room, but yes.
Okay, well,
And can I put something on real quick?
oh, go ahead.
Yesterday was my mother and father's 38th anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Mom, Dad, I love you. You did okay raising me. Just kidding. Happy anniversary. I'm sorry I wasn't around yesterday.
Now, you have, what, in a month or so, some events coming up? Maybe not? I don't know. I thought you had some big events coming up in a few months.
Oh, June 8th is Christmas.
Ah, go ahead.
Christmas is a big event. Except for me.
That's right.
I'd like to say one thing.
Sure.
Thank you all for having me here. Keep in mind, September 15th, next Saturday, in Columbia, South Carolina, will be the Republican Liberty Caucus of South Carolina Biennial Convention. It'll start at 12 o'clock. We welcome any guests that want to attend and learn what it means to be a limited government, individual rights, and free market economics type of Republican.
There you go.
I'm actually going for my first time. Mr. Hoffman and the triplets, as I like to call them, Peggy, Eva, Sharon. I'm going to go and I'm going to check it out. And I'm excited about it. And I'm glad I finally got to meet Mr. Hoffman before I go, so I don't stand in the room. It's really awkward.
Well, the big thing is tune in next week to find out what our coffee of the day is going to be. All right, take care,
We're
everybody.
going to write that down so I can say it next time.